welcomes you. Welcome to Mondstadt.
Ad Astra. I see. There is a magic laboratory. Although we have a few I believe that if the astrologist you mentioned can. All right. Then allow me to tell you where the house is.
The person who placed this seal is by no means simple. Breaking this seal by force is nigh on impossible. Interesting. Let me see. I see. So, if you first, and then you... All right.
Holy moly! Now we just need to go back to Catherine and you'll be able to stay.
No need, no need. You have my utmost thanks.
You are?
Oh, I'm Goth, the owner of this house. I passed by the Adventurers Guild a while back, and Catherine told me about the matter. I never thought this troublesome seal would be dispelled so quickly.
Does that mean I can stay here?
Of course, of course. The facilities inside were just being left there anyway. I would be glad to have someone make you to express my thanks. I shall rent this
Rent? I didn't hear anything about rent, and I helped out too.
Yes, of course, I understand. I am
I mean...
Paimon thinks Mona's misunderstood something, but...
I guess I don't have any other choice. I'll rent this place.
Great! Then we are agreed.
Thanks for your help. Also, well, without the necessary tools and without new knowledge, it will take me some time to see your desk, but I promise that I'll do a reading for you first thing. Thank you. Our traveling together was fate. I wish you both safe travels.
How is she gonna make a living if she doesn't use astrology to make money? Maybe we should come back and check on her once in a while. It would really be bad if she This should be where Kokomi said to meet her. Do you still remember this place? Paimon remembers. We came by here last time That was back when you did your stint as captain. Things on the island must have changed a lot since then.
If the enemy outnumbers you, seek their weakness and exploit it. If you outnumber the enemy, seek unequivocal domination. Marauders on the waterfront are supplied by sea.
General Goro, sir, do you have a verdict?
More or less. From the directives left behind by Her Excellency, we can surmise that a Fatui ship is moored nearby. We could split into two teams. One to draw their attention, and the other to circle around behind enemy lines and set fire to their ship. Then again, Madame Kokumi made clear that we are not to split up without sufficient forces.
Sir, shall I send for
I doubt there's time. Based on their movements, they'd likely be gone before our troops arrived. Her Excellency's directives also stipulate that we should wait in ambush and avoid making the...
Sir, we're just gonna stand by and watch them leave? Sure.
Her Excellency's directives also state help may arrive when all seems lost. As for where...
Hey, girl! What are you guys up to?
Captain, you've returned to Watatsumi Island.
That's great! Her Excellency's directives are as reliable as ever. Recently, the remnants of the Fatui forces have been unusual. Unfortunately, we don't have the manpower to split into two teams.
Hard to say no when it's the Fatui.
Good. There's not a moment to lose. We'll go behind enemy lines and sabotage their ship. Let's meet back. Watch yourselves. We'll be back shortly.
Seems like the Resistance still remembers us.
You'll get frostbite.
Scatter!
Frost.
You're toast! At the frying pan,
Everybody stand back! Torn to oblivion!
Comrades! They've set the ship on fire! Arson attack! Curse them! They leave us no choice but to attack! Come with us! Let's make them regret it!
Adventure time!
It isn't time for a break yet!
Spring force!
You can't run! Well,
I see through you,
Utopia killjoy! Always just
Sir, now you shall perish!
My duty!
Illusion shattered! Let's light it up!
Must counterattack!
There is no escape!
The loneliness of death.
We were lucky to have you here. We'd have no...
What's that you're holding? Is it the... Let Paimon see! Oh, wow!
Yeah. Well, no, not all of them. I have 5 more volumes.
Are you serious?
Her Excellency always plans for every scenario. Plus, these are her general operational directives, which are, still, we're fortunate to have them. They make sure we're prepared for every eventuality, no matter how...
Oh, understanding every eventuality sounds tiring enough.
Captain, are you back on Watatsumi Island to lead Swordfish 2 again? Her Excellency says that now is a time about half of us are still organized into task forces, supporting the platoons. The other, of course, not
The spirit of the Resistance is alive. Anyway, we're here because Kokumi invited us to the victory feast. Do you know where we could find her, girl?
I believe Her Excellency is currently... There were reports of a possible disturbance over there. We should probably get going ourselves. And, also, on your way over, please check in on the soldiers. I'm sensing a growing unease among them, but I don't know what's causing it. They used to tell me all their concerns, but whatever this is, they're keeping...
Sounds good. Ready when you are.
Wait, aren't you? Oh, it is you! Oh, you have our gratitude. Watatsumi, I wasn't with Swordfish 2, but I did see you in Tatarasuna. Oh, you really gave it to those shogunate samurai in the fight of honor. Oh, it was quite the Is there anything you need from me? I'm at your service. On edge, you say? In fairness, the battle isn't long over, and Victory's declared, and all of a sudden, the fighting's over. I don't know what else it could be, but what I do know is, and all the more so now that you're back.
What a nice guy. Let's go ask some other people.
Don't I know you? I've definitely seen you somewhere before. Unsettled? Unsettled how? I haven't noticed anything. Not that I would, necessarily. I keep to myself, mostly. We're at peace now, finally, and I, for one, intend to make the most of it. Sorry that I can't be more help to you.
Seems he's about to fall asleep. Let's leave him to rest and go find someone else to ask.
I don't understand what Her Excellency is thinking. I mean, peace talks? Give me a break. Why would she agree to that?
Exactly. Everyone knows you can't trust the Tenryou Commission. I heard they've been secretly coordinating with the Fatui and plan to continue their attacks.
Wait, for real? You're sure?
Positive. Some of our guys had a run-in.
I knew it!
Shh! Keep your voice down. Someone's coming.
Hey there! What you talking about?
Captain, you're back! Do you think we should tell the captain about what we were discussing just now?
No, let's not mention it. She's one of her closest advisors. For all we know, the peace talks could have been her idea.
I'm sure the captain would see where we're coming from, but you're right. We should probably play it safe. Welcome back to Watatsumi Island, Captain. Nothing to report here. Everything is A-okay.
Her Excellency should be in the village at present. Head straight over if you wish, Captain.
Paimon definitely detected some hush-hush going on there. But if they aren't gonna talk, we might as well head over to the village.
Illusion shattered!
Admit it! We know you've been secretly supplying the Tenryou Commission with goods purchased on Watatsumi Island. I knew something was off about a Tenryou Commission merchant doing business.
I'm innocent! Ha! You're as guilty as they come. You never should have been allowed to set foot on this island, let alone do business. Take him away!
Wait! Kokomi! There you are! Something's going down over here! You should take a look, pronto!
Your Excellency! This merchant is suspected of criminal activity, so we seized him for questioning. Our surveillance shows that in his whole time here, he has made numerous purchases, but no sales. And yet he has no stock in his possession. We believe it's highly...
I haven't!
That will do. Let's not let ourselves get too worked up here, shall we? Everyone take a deep breath with me. In and out. Better? Matsuda, Uchimura, I understand that you're concerned for the safety of Watatsumi Island. But before we make any decisions over whether this merchant is guilty or not, if he's guilty, of course, there will be consequences. But if he's innocent, he doesn't deserve to be falsely accused. Excuse me, sir. As you know, my subordinates have some concerns surrounding your commercial activity here. Perhaps you could explain your side of the story to help me.
Of course! I can explain everything. I'm a trader on the island. So, but then I was robbed by the Fatui. They took everything. Now, you think about that. First...
And why should we believe you? So what? That doesn't prove they took his goods. And even if they did, it'll still end up in the Tenryou Commission's hand.
What? The Tenryou Commissioner? I suppose it is true.
What the Tenryou Commission? We met a representative of the... But on the...
It has been brought to my attention, yes. We are scheduled to begin peace talks with the
Kujo-Sara and I will be accompanied by our guards. We will use the talks to discuss future but just as arrangements for the peace talks began to fall into place. If that's the case, then the peace talks are likely a trap. Sir, are you
Yes, it's the truth. I swear. They stole my goods and then they ran off that.
Very well. However, if we...
Yes, of course.
Matsuda? Uchimura?
Well received, Your Excellency.
Good. Now, Traveler, I mean, Captain of Swordfish Platoon Section 2, would you join me in the investigation? Good. I look forward to seeing how you've progressed lately. I also have a few new things to teach you. All right, follow me.
If we do find the merchant's goods in the hands of the Fatui, it'll prove he's innocent. Whatever's going on between the Fatui and the Tenryou Commission, we need to get to the bottom of it.
This must be the Fatui camp that the merchant was talking about. From the looks of it, it used to be a Hilichurl camp. Who knows why the Fatui occupied it?
Looks pretty heavily guarded. How are we supposed to get in?
Not by brute force, that's for sure. But that's not a problem. The terrain here gives us an advantage, and we haven't given away our position so far. Our enemy is in the light while we are in the shadows. Strategically, we have the upper hand. I think we have 3 options available. Option 1. Take the king, and it's checkmate. The Fatui's presence in Inazuma is weak if we strike from above and take down their leader first. The rest of them will be hard-pressed to put up a serious fight. Option 2. Hit them where it hurts. If we manage to discreetly set the gunpowder alight without alerting them, it would deal them a devastating blow. They'd be caught completely off guard. Both their morale and fighting capacity would be severely Option 3. Use the environment against them. We're close to the sea here, so the...
Wow, that's our grand strategist.
That will depend on our assessment. A surprise attack from the air is the quickest solution, but requires superior combat skill. With an explosion, we could rapidly reduce their numbers without a protracted battle. But absolute stealth would be required during the operation, or we'd risk exposing ourselves. If we decide to take advantage of the environment, we should be prepared for a lengthy siege. There's the swordfish captain I know. Every confidence in your abilities. It's decided then. Let's fight this one together. We should take them down as quickly as possible and retreat. Just rebuild!
You're toast! Propagate! Yeah! Germinate!
The king is overthrown. Only the pawns remain. Allow me!
Time to front! You can't run! Neither can I.
Inazuma shines eternal!
I miscalculated.
Excellent work.
All thanks to your genius tactics.
Actually, even the best tactics live or die on the strength of those. Winning a battle takes a concerted effort from
Now that you mention it... Hey!
I must admit, what's their objective? Let's scour the camp for evidence.
All right, time to take a look around. Hey, look here! Could these belong to the merchant? So these are the Fatui food supplies? Whoa! This place is chock full of bomb-making materials! Kokomi! Kokomi! We found the merchant's stuff! Look!
I see. Oh, nothing. I just zoned out for a moment. Let's see here. Yes, these are the stolen goods, all right. Food, medicine, farming tools. All essential for post-war recovery. By contrast, it's doubtful that the Tenryo Commission has any need of these items, so in all likelihood, he's just an opportunistic merchant. Nothing quite as scandalous as Matsuda and Uchimura had imagined.
We're not just gonna give them back to him and let him go.
Don't worry. I had already foreseen this in my recently issued post-war temporary decree. If he had taken the time to read the decree.
Kokomi, you think of everything!
I wish that were true. The low energy doesn't exactly
Huh? What do you mean by that?
Nothing. It's not long now until—
Got it!
My goods! Thank you, Your Excellency. You see, I told you I was innocent.
I'm not so sure. You could have easily planned the whole thing with the Fatui in advance.
Based on the information we gathered from the Fatui camp, there's nothing to suggest he had any correspondence with. Had it been the case, then knowing how the Fatui operates, they would have left some evidence of it.
But what if...
No ifs, no buts. We've recovered the goods. As agreed, this is sufficient to establish his innocence.
Apologies.
Guess we got carried away.
What did I tell you? You army numbskulls don't have a clue. All brawn and no—
Sir, I'm afraid you're getting ahead of yourself. You may be innocent of the accusations originally leveled at you, but hoarding essential goods is a crime under the temporary decree. You must bear the consequences. You have already admitted to being the owner of these goods, so we are obliged to respond with appropriate measures. In addition to enforcing the sale of these goods at the accepted rates, there will also be a fine. The amount of—
Wait, Your Excellency, whose side are you on here?
I have no business taking sides. As the Divine Priestess of Watatsumi Island, I abide by the principle of clear and consistent rewards and just as merit must be recognized, mistakes must be penalized. You may have been proven innocent of the more serious allegations leveled at you, but this does not exempt you from bearing the consequences of your mistakes.
Wait a minute,
Well, don't just stand there. Take him away. Time to pay up.
Your Excellency, he says all the goods belong to him, but it doesn't add up. Those of a Tenryo Commission emblem are probably his, but not the rest. Especially these ones. They're clearly for shrine use.
It seems the Fatui simply dumped all their stolen goods in one place. leave the shrine paraphernalia to me. As for the rest, I'll leave you to sift through and try to track down the owners. I know, that's a lot to ask.
Not at all, Your Excellency. We're on it. But if I may, Your Excellency, maybe there were no signs of collusion in this case, but our people know what they saw. Something is going on between the Tenryou Commission and the Fatui. I know the peace talks are coming up, so please keep an open mind.
I understand your concern. I'll be sure to give it further consideration. I'm going to take these items back to the Sangonomiya Shrine. Why don't you come along for the walk? Watatsumi Island observes different customs than the rest of Inazuma. I imagine it must all seem a little alien to you. It's been a long time since I last came to this village. There's been a lot to deal with recently. Next time you visit, I'll take you to visit Watatsumi Island's old shrine. You know, the earliest shrine on Watatsumi Island, it was close to the statue of the Seven. Back then, the people of this island recognized the shogun's existence, despite not venerating her as the shogunate do. But after she struck down our relations between Watatsumi Island and the shogunate have soured ever since. I've been hoping to raise all this at the peace talks and discuss it properly. Grievances have to be let go eventually.
Your Excellency, what brings you out this way on your busy schedule? Oh my, you're looking a little worse for wear. You need to take better care of yourself, okay? All of our fates depend on you.
Thanks for your concern, but I'm fine.
Your Excellency, I beg you, heed a word of advice. After all this time fighting the Shogun's army, peace is not something that can... If we reconcile...
Come on, that's ancient.
I know, it's just... We should remain strong in these negotiations.
I appreciate your concerns.
Wonderful.
Oh, Your Excellency? Well, I'll be... fancy meeting you at a place like this. Do you know, my daughter's enrolled herself in the Shrine Maiden selection process. I'm always telling my daughter that if she gets the chance to learn from her just look at her excellence.
Well, if she comes to Sangonomiya, I'll look out for her.
Your Excellency. Boy, am I glad you're here. As you know, agricultural output has taken a pretty big hit this year.
Oh, Your Excellency! Isn't this the captain of Swordfish 2? Will she be based on Watatsumi?
Your Excellency!
Please, remain calm, everyone. I'll get around to all your queries. Though, for the longer ones, I'd prefer it if you could write a report and submit it to the shrine. Then I can respond to each one as and when I have the time. Are you all right? This kind of thing is water off a duck's back for you, huh?
Your Excellency, here you are. There's been a situation. We're still waiting on the delivery of a whole batch of ceremonial items. I'm beginning to worry that they've been stolen.
Oh, we retrieved those already. No need to worry.
Really? That's fantastic. You never cease to amaze us, Your Excellency. I sorted through all the petitions received recently and placed them on your desk. Also, according to the schedule, you're just in time for your meeting today on the development of the textiles industry.
That's today? Right now?
Yes, the two young ladies have arrived safely. We're just waiting for you.
I see. Oh, let's run rendezvous tomorrow at the entrance to Sangonomiya Shrine. Yay!
The victory feast!
That's the name of the game. There'll be some Watatsumi Island specialties, which I'm sure you'll enjoy.
Great! See you tomorrow then!
General goods, handy and cheap. The price is...
At least the war has ceased for the time being. Not bad at all.
That's weird. She doesn't seem like the type to show up late to things. How is she still not here? Let's go ask that soldier over there.
Are you looking for Her Excellency? I'm afraid she isn't here at the moment. I don't know where she's gone.
So strange. Guess we should just call it a rain check then?
Not necessarily. If I recall correctly, Her Excellency has made special provisions for such a scenario in her General Operational Direct... let me see. Yes, number 98. Should a visitor from afar come to see me, and should my whereabouts be unknown, direct them to proceed southward until they arrive at a tree with purple foliage. The footnote stipulates that this only applies when Her Excellency has made no communication regarding her whereabouts before disappearing. And even then, only when, as far as I'm concerned, you two tick all of the boxes. I keep this directive on me at all times. I'm sure this is the right course of action.
Kokomi really does think of everything. All right, let's find the place she wrote about and have a look. Are you sure this is the right place? It feels like we keep heading deeper into the middle of nowhere. Hey, doesn't that tree look like the one she described in the directive? It looks like there's a way in over there. Let's take a look. Kokomi! So this is where you ran off to. We were gonna meet up and get things ready for the victory feast.
It's you. I apologize. I'm not feeling my usual self today.
You got sick? We'll go find a doctor right away!
No. It's nothing like that. It's just... my energy is completely spent.
You run on energy? You mean you're like a ruin guard?
No, it's just a figure of speech. You noticed? I guess I haven't quite mastered the ability to hide how I'm feeling. I'll keep working at it. To be honest, I'm not really cut out to be a leader. At first, my constantly communicating with people, trying to retain their morale, having to read between the lines, making sure everyone gets the recognition they deserve. You're somehow supposed to make people feel wonderful, just from being in your presence, but because of my blood. So, don't worry, it doesn't affect my work. I handed over. I have to make a speech tonight. And
Is there anything we can do to help?
I should be feeling energized. I'm really lucky you came back to Watatsumi Island.
Whoa, look at all these petitions. So does Kokomi make time to Sangonomiya Events Cash Flow Statement? Consolidated Annual Report on Fishing Production. This is a lot of work for one person, and it's on top of all the directives she has to... Let's track down that book and... Hey, look! Could this be the book she wanted? Swordfish Captain came back today. Energy +4.
That's just, Give it here!
Guess that was the wrong one. It's gotta be this one, right? Look, there's even a bookmark. Ooh, it's pretty dense. Well, Kokomi, is this the book you...
I'm not Yes, that's the one. Thank you.
Kokomi? Kokomi! Oh no, she's fallen asleep. What are we gonna do? Tonight's the victory feast. Not to mention that the peace talks are just around the corner. She's got so much to do. You sure that's a good idea? She does look pretty exhausted. Guess there's still some time.
Avoid disaster. Protect peace at all costs. The war's over. Did you see? What time is it? Did I fall asleep?
Yep, you've been out for ages. It's nearly time for the feast.
I can't believe it got so late. I haven't slept that peacefully in so long. That's gotta be 3 whole energy points right there. Should be enough to see me through the peace. Thank you. Well, we better get ourselves over there. It's nearly time to light the bonfire.
Woohoo! Kokomi's back to full energy!
It looks like everything's in place for the feast.
Oh, how much energy will that take? Do you think you've got...
Don't worry, I've got plenty. Thanks to you two, I recovered.
That's great! We'll be...
Welcome, everyone! Today is the day that we celebrate our victory. Recently, our war with the Shogun's army came to an end, and we finally saw the abolition of the Vision Hunt Decree. None of us can know what the Inazuma of the future will look like. But tomorrow, I meet with the Tenryou Commission for Peace Talks. Thank you all for your valiant efforts throughout. Truly, this feast is held in honor of... Tonight seems to have gone off without a hitch. I'm so glad it's all going smoothly. People tend to be more open when they're in a good mood. Could I ask you to go around and see what information you can gather? I still have no further leads regarding the issue of potential collusion between the Tenryou Commission and the Fatui. And I'm concerned that something might happen at tomorrow's peace talks.
Okay, sure. We'll go after.
Watatsumi Island is finally at peace, and it's all thanks to her recently. Well, the biggest thing for us is that we can finally get during the hostilities. When the catch wasn't good, we'd go to bed. I hear you're.
Oh!
Come on.
Okay.
Hey there! Care for some fruit and vegetables? Nature's rep? Are you referring to the thing about the It's funny you should say that the soldier he's been acting strange these days. It's a mirror. Sorry, I'm afraid I don't have much.
Sounds promising. Let's go.
There is no escape!
This guy.
Huh? Wait, don't tell me. Captain of Swordfish 2, right? You actually came back. I thought you'd abandoned the platoon and made a run for it.
Nuh-uh. We would never run from a fight.
Is that so? All anyone talks about these days is peace and stability. Do you remember what the most important thing is to the Resistance? You got that right. So I'm gonna put you to the test. Time to see if you truly are a bona fide I'll answer your questions, but only if you can beat me in a duel.
Ugh, this guy. Would it kill him to just have a What do you think? Are we gonna do this?
We'll see about... You're a strong fighter. No wonder Her Excellency chose you. You really do have a warrior's will. Then maybe you can understand us. Captain, comrade, will you join us? We made it up. The story about the Tenryou Commission colluding with the Fatui, it didn't happen.
What? Poor Kokomi's been worried sick. You're telling us you made the whole thing up? What the heck were you thinking? This could send you right back into war with the Tenryou Commission!
Yes, that's exactly what we're hoping to achieve. Peace talks? Everyone's been drawn in by the idea. That's why the future of Watatsumi Island is at stake. What's to stop the Tenryou Commission from stabbing us in the back? And what's to stop the Raiden Shogun from issuing another Vision Hunt decree? We are the Resistance. Everything hinges on our warrior's will. We can't trust the Tenryou Commission or the Raiden Shogun, but we can put faith in ourselves. Surely you agree with that?
His point does kinda make sense, but something about it doesn't feel right to Paimon. Yeah, everything you said just now, are you seriously willing to make up a wild rumor and ruin the peace everyone's worked so hard for?
Don't take that tone with me, acting like you're above all of this. What would you want? For the sake of victory, we embody the warrior's will to the fullest. You understand? You'd have me just put down my weapon and start living like an ordinary person, but how can I? How can I when every time I close my eyes, I see the faces of the friends we lost in battle? Every time I see them there in my mind's eye, it reminds me that I can never forgive the Tenryou Commission and never... I guess you're not one of us. Well, whatever. Go ahead and tell Sango Nomiya if you want, but you're too late to stop us now.
Too late? What do you mean?
Hmm.
Darn. Doesn't seem like he's gonna answer that one. What are we gonna do? This is really serious. We need to give Kokomi... A few things. The whole thing about the Tenryo Commission colluding with the Fatui is baloney. They made it all up. They wanted the peace talks to break down so that they could carry on fighting the war. And they said it's too late to try and stop them.
I see. I'm fine. Don't worry. This is my fault. If only I'd perceived what they were feeling earlier. I think I understand what Kozin means when he says it's too late. The talks don't begin until tomorrow, but both sides have already sent their guards to the location. They are responsible for making sure the area is safe. I highly suspect that one of Kozin's pro-war co-conspirators will have infiltrated the guards within it.
Well, that's no good. Do you want us to head over there now and switch out the guards?
That won't work. Firstly, the act of bringing a new team of guards to a neutral negotiation site will put both sides on high. It would almost certainly push the pro-war faction into taking action. Not to mention that we have no idea how many of Watatsu...
Sounds like a really tricky situation.
Don't let it worry you. What's done is done. These soldiers crossed the line, but the blame is not theirs alone. Let's meet here again tomorrow. Well, the peace talks are upon us. Here. These are some directives I wrote last. I took the liberty of writing.
Whoa. This is... Let's see. Fierce dispute, violent escalation, armed revolt... Wow. There are so many! But you've thought of a solution to each one!
Glad to hear it. These peace talks are quite exceptional, but any amount of dissatisfaction within our ranks weakens our negotiating position. As the Divine Priestess of Watatsumi Island, this responsibility is, of course, mine to shoulder. But would you be willing to lend me a hand?
Excellent.
Been a while, Kujo-Sara. I believe the last time we met was on the battlefield.
Yes, where you dealt my forces quite the devastating blow. But before we go any further, what are you doing here?
That's right. She's here to bear witness to the proceedings. She experienced the war between us firsthand and has made an enormous contribution towards securing the peace we have today.
Seems reasonable. Then let's get straight. The first item is the maritime administration issue. During wartime, we restricted fishing. We intend to remove these restrictions. But going forward, any of your vessels that fish in our waters will have to pay taxes in accordance with Naruka.
That's fine. But if they're paying taxes, they should also be entitled to protection from the Tenryou Commission while in your waters. Any losses they sustain due to issues of public security will need to be compensated by the Tenryou Commission.
Accepted. Let's add that to the peace treaty. I can assure you that your vessels will be quite safe in our hands.
Negotiations seem to be going pretty.
The next item has to do with the movement of people and military. In the past, our people have been subjected to lengthy interrogations on arrival in Watatsumi, and economic cooperation between our islands has suffered greatly as a consequence. Since the war is now over, I propose that we have the Yashiro Commission appoint a business council.
The problem there is that trade is a reciprocal affair. We'll need to involve merchants from both sides in this process if it is
Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Watatsumi Island facing severe shortages of many essential goods at the moment? Having the Yashiro Commission organize everything...
True, we're experiencing some shortages, but we will recover in due course. Between the diverse range of goods, not to mention that your proposal would require separate talks with the Kamisato clan. If they've yet to sanction it, I believe you are going beyond the remit of the Tenryou...
Let's leave that aside for now, then. On to the military question. Watatsumi Island's forces will need to come back under the jurisdiction of the Tenryou.
That just isn't feasible. Not in the short term, it would...
With all due respect, feasibility doesn't come into it.
You Kujo scum! Colluding with the Fatui isn't low enough for you already. You just want to take everything away. Comrades, never trust the Kujo. Let's get them!
Protect Madame Kujo!
Number 16. No, wait, 67? Or is it 73? Which one is it?
The last one, but hold off for the moment. Stand down, Tadakatsu! The situation has changed. Please stand by for further or rest assured, I am fully aware of your concerns, but I will deal with the situation for Madame Kujo. This is rather serious. I believe you owe Watatsumi Island an explanation.
Excuse me for a moment. Nobody makes another move until I have finished investigating. You two, here, now! Speak! Collusion with the Fatui? Is this true?
I wouldn't exactly call it collusion as such.
We were approached by a few Fatui. They mentioned a potential cooperation to keep the war against Watatsumi Island going. At the time, I felt like we could give it a try. After all, there'd be nothing to lose.
But we were extremely careful. We didn't agree to anything. We just said they could maybe start by heading to Watatsumi Island and stirring things up a little. With respect, ma'am, there was no collusion. It was just a...
That's enough. When we return, there will be consequence. Might I remind you that this is the Fatui? Have you completely forgotten what they did to us? You should be having no interaction with them. What? So, what did they want out of it?
The Fatui's main forces have already left Inazuma.
Oh, her subordinates. One day, I will hunt them down. Every last one. We bear responsibility for this issue. My sincere apologies. I have my own negligence to blame for this state of affairs. Please, grant us another chance to continue the peace.
But of course, Madame Kujo. I have every confidence in your ability to resolve. For the time being, however,
It seems that I must acquiesce. I will lay this issue aside for now. But we shall revisit it as for the trade issues we raised.
Seems like Kujo-sara's on the defensive now. These negotiations should be...
I never knew the grand strategist of Watatsumi Island was a skilled negotiator, as well as a formidable commander. I hope that when we meet again, we can continue these sit-down discussions. Settling our differences on the battlefield I think we can leave things there for today. Once I get back, I will conduct a thorough investigation into the Tenryou Commission's internal issues.
I should inform you that we took out a Fatui camp recently. I suspect that before long, they will attempt to re-establish contact with your people in the hope of procuring some assistance. I recommend you say and do nothing on the matter for the time being, lest you tip them off and they disappear. Wait for them to come to you. That way, you can capture them all in one fell swoop.
I will bear this in mind. I shall take my leave now.
Your Excellency,
Let's discuss it after we get back.
Your Excellency!
I have already been informed on the reasons for your actions. You believe the Tenryou Commission to be untrustworthy and sought to sabotage the peace talks and reignite the war. Fortunately, the end result exposed and thwarted a secret Tenryou Commission plot.
But Your Excellency, so many comrades have sacrificed themselves in the line of duty. If we stop now, aren't all of our efforts I want to keep fighting. I want ultimate victory, even if it means I have to pay the ultimate.
I understand your sentiments, but you cannot simply impose. During the war, there were highs and there were lows. And in the end, there was a glorious victory. But you saw nothing of the countless others who will remember the war. Watatsumi Island's people yearn for peace because they have long since given all they...
But...
I understand, I do. And the fault is not yours alone. It was largely an oversight on my part. I taught you to nurture a warrior's will, but never how to let it go.
It's not your fault, Your Excellency. It was ours. Our selfishness. Either way, we are ready to accept sentencing under martial law.
Very well. Then I hereby declare... that as of today, I am founding a new secret corps of the army. This division will be responsible for keeping Watatsumi Island safe and secure. You and your comrades will all be welcome to join. But be warned, the training will be grueling. Perseverance and grit will be in high demand.
Your Excellency, what are you saying?
I have concluded from today's peace talks that the Kujo clan cannot achieve absolute peace and stability in the near future. Many seek peace, but it is right that Watatsumi Island moves towards peace, but we must still retain a defensive capacity. Those whose warrior's will is alive and well, I invite you to embark on the most challenging training regimen of your life. I don't want to hear from any of you again until all of you can take on 2 shogunate samurai at a time.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
All right, dismissed. Go and report to General Goro. And remember, there can be no more insubordination, and if there is, there will be no more leniency from me, whatever reasons you may have.
Yes, ma'am. From now on, we will focus on our training. Thank you for this opportunity, Your Excellency. We'll report to General Goro right away.
I think that's finally everything. I can feel my energy levels starting to drop.